And welcome to Let's Talk, a call-in show on the Skeptic Haven channel. Let's Talk is a safe place for atheists, those questioning or leaving religion, and anyone that wants to ask questions or that wants to ask questions and have respectful discussions. From the U.S., call us at 984-400-5656. And from outside the U.S., you can call in from your computer using the little URL on the screen. Ain't technology wonderful?
This is Skeptic Haven. Let's talk.
Oh, hey.
Hey.
Here we are.
That was a
Friendly brother, how are you?
Good, man. How you doing?
I'm doing all right. Got some new Lego minifigures.
What? Really? Boy,
Yeah.
you always seem to have new Lego minifigures. And
Well, these are technically they're off-brand Lego because they're anime ones. So,
they don't do animation.
They are now, but it's based on the live-action version of One Piece. So,
Okay. They don't have the
if you want the anime versions, you got to go off-brands, like these little Japanese companies that make up like little minifigures, like this guy.
I want to see that. Are they? Oh, it's awesome. Oh yeah, very cool. Are they compatible? Like, could you because the little figures stick to the blocks, right? So you could.
Yep.
Oh, okay, fun. That's awesome.
Yep. And I think one of the best ones is this guy, Frankie.
Wow, dude, that's cool. Hell yeah, it's like,
yeah, and it's technically a Lego-esque minifigure, but it's just a giant one.
I was gonna say that's kind of big. That's kind of big, but I guess it's like a Hulk kind of character or something, right?
They do make a Hulk that size as well, yes.
Right. Sick. Yeah.
For the Avenger sets that they make in Lego. Some Hulks are like the regular minifigure, and then some of them are the bigger ones, right? So it just depends on which set you get, I guess.
Huh. That's interesting. Because he's supposed to be like 12. What's 12 feet in Lego? Is there, because he's supposed to be 12 feet tall. So
I'm not sure, considering the average minifigure is about maybe 2 inches, so 4 inches.
Okay, that's about what I was gonna say. 4 inches tall. Okay.
But I have one it's not a Hulk, it's a different version of Luffy, but which is one of the main characters for One Piece.
Mm-hmm.
But it's the same style. It's the big minifigure, right? So
massive guy. Yeah.
So he's pretty.
So it's fun to have one of those characters in your team.
Definitely. All right, we got lots of folks in the chat there. Hi, Sadie. Hi, Wes, we already know because he's Tons of Mice is here.
Hey, Tons of Mice. What's going on?
Ollie, I think, was hanging around somewhere. And Dave, who was watching the sports puck, as he puts it.
Watching the sports puck. That's Canadian sounding. Is that a that's a Canadian
it's all
thing.
About the hockey here, right? So
yeah. We say sports ball, but actually if you say sports ball, it's actually kind of disrespectful because it kind of signals that you don't know what the hell you're talking about. So you're sort of making fun of people that are into sports, but that's the whole thing. Anyway, I'm not going to get into
Yes. Yes, but these are all wonderful people, part of our community. And speaking of community, I just want to put a couple of notes out there. One of our staff members is having some issues and kind of could use a little bit of help to keep the lights on.
Literally.
So, like, we do this. Basically, I don't get paid to do this. You don't get paid to do this. We come on here and we volunteer our time because we believe in what we do here. So, if anyone is able to, I think someone will be posting a link in the chat there every once in a while. Hint, hint. And if you can help out one of our staff members for keeping the lights on, that would be amazing.
Yes, please.
And also, another community member, actually, it's someone that quite a few people know very well. I'm not supposed to name names because this is a little bit of a surprise for them.
Yeah.
But they're going through a rough patch, and they're selling off something that is very dear to them, something that they have a passion for. So as a group, I was sucked into a Facebook group to help raise some money to replace this item for this person, so they don't have to give up their passion and still have the money to get them through their tough times. So if anyone is interested in helping out with that GoFundMe, I'm sure that Wes or any of the other folks here, or even myself, will be able to get a link for you so that we're not spoiling anything for the person involved. So far, I don't see them in the chat, but there's a likelihood they may show up at some point. So we don't want to say anything, but it's going to be a surprise for them. So there's the link down there for the keeping the lights on. And if you want to help out a little bit for helping a friend of ours maintain their passion for, what they do. And it helps them make a little bit of money on the side with this as well. So.
Yeah.
Just let us know. You can message any of us at any time, and we'll get a link to you so that you can help out, and you can share it with your friends as well. And maybe, just maybe, we'll be able to help our friend out and maintaining their passion and brightening our community just a little bit more. Because I'll tell you, pretty cool shit that they do with this passion of theirs. I have an image myself, so it's pretty damn cool.
Oh yeah.
Anyway, so yeah, that's about it. But today, I think I didn't even look at what the topic was. Like, what kind of a host am I, right?
Just God. God exists. It's always going to be just God if I'm on.
Sure.
I'm probably not coming on to be like, let's debate politics or whatever. No, I don't. No thanks.
Speaking of politics, though, I got to say, I don't know if any of you watched Trump's speech at the UN, but holy fuck!
Oh my good Lord.
I'm pretty sure about 90% of the planet pretty much just has had enough of this guy. Like, seriously.
I know I have, so I can imagine.
I was done with him the first time around.
Right. I'm like, it's been a decade. How are we still dealing with this shit? This is getting God's to help people. People help people. Goddamn right.
That's right.
That's right.
Exactly. We got each other's back as often as we can. I've been involved with many a fundraiser here for the atheist community, and given up some of my own cash to help folks out. Makes you feel good that you're doing something to keep people safe and warm and fed, because that's important. Yep. There's like basic things that are necessary in life in order to be somewhat successful in any fashion, is to have just those basic things, right?
Yeah, successful at surviving.
And water too. Stay hydrated.
Yeah. Right. Yes, I need water. Jeez. Yeah.
And I tell you, speaking about like stay hydrated, like all through the summer, it was pretty freaking hot here. And it's weird because like summer just is there and it lingers and lingers and lingers. And by the way, NASA now knows that the seasons are shifting. So your summers are going to last into almost the end of September now.
No.
Which it has here. Like it's now it's almost weird because like somebody went and tweaked a thermostat somewhere and it just dropped. Went from this is pretty nice, 25 degrees Celsius. I'm in Canada, apologize. And well, I'm not apologizing. Well, Canadians often apologize, but let's
not apologize, buddy, with your Celsius crap.
It's like now it's like 12 degrees, 11 degrees. It's like, whoa. Now suddenly I went from walking around in a t-shirt going, holy crap, to I gotta put a parka on for fuck's sake. Like, what's going on here?
Jesus. Wow. Yeah. That's because I'm in Florida. So, that is, holy Lord, it was hot. It was like they had, I want to say it was every couple of days. And it always ended up being some day that I had to go do something in the yard for like 4 hours. And then I'd get back in and my old lady would be like, hey, the UV index is dangerous right now. Don't be outside for them. I've already done it. Like out of this, but I'd be like about to pass out because it was so damn hot. Oh God. Yeah. Because they'll tell you, don't go outside. The UV index is so high, whatever, that it can literally hurt you in certain areas at certain times in Florida. It's crazy.
I don't do things in the yard anymore because the last time I did things in the yard, the guy that owned the place was like, "Get off my lawn! Those are my magic mushrooms."
Well, stop having cows poop in your yard, weirdo. It's like,
get out of here! Those are my magic mushrooms. Go find your own magic mushrooms. I remember doing that as a kid. You'd go around at night and sneak in people's yards and pick magic mushrooms.
Pick the mushroom, yeah. Oh my, you'll get shot. That's a good way to get shot. I mean,
not here.
I don't know how.
Okay,
that's right. Yeah, I forgot.
You'll get sternly yelled at.
Yeah, we will get. Yeah, in America, you get shot. That is, it's like that and stealing crab traps. You're not. Your life is that doesn't matter. Okay, if they catch you, you might as well be. Yeah,
crab's good, but it ain't that good.
Yeah, right, exactly. Yeah, the crab traps is really serious. Like people are, wow, don't do that.
Yeah, well, that's someone's livelihood, right? So you don't want to be doing that.
Yeah,
definitely
true. Yeah.
I heard another thing this week that kind of blew my mind is like they were all upset because they figured Trump was somehow sabotaged at the UN. And one of the guys, one of his fucking cronies, can't remember who the hell it was like, yeah, we should bomb the UN. I'm like, what
is happening? How are they just saying this?
Are you kidding me?
Wow. They just will say, we should bomb them. Like, what do you? Oh my God. Jeez Louise. But if you just quote stuff that Charlie Kirk says, you lose your job. That's it. You can't be saying stuff that he said out loud out of his face in a not praising way. Otherwise you lose your job. They could say to bomb the frickin' UN though. That's great. Jeez Louise, what is happening?
Yeah, I don't know.
And it was really funny to see him stop because it was like it reminds me because the whole thing was the escalator stop, right? That was
and the teleprompter that was up to his people to get running, but apparently nobody gave them the memo, or they're just too dumb.
That one, that one, the second one. But yeah, when the escalator stopped, it was just so funny because they just like kind of look around like, are you kidding me? I gotta walk up all these stairs. This is ridiculous. I'm not doing it. I will stand here until this thing turns into.
I can't hold the guardrail. My hands are too small.
Right. Yeah. It's stairs, man. Like escalators don't break down. They just turn into stairs. It's like that old Hedberg. What's his name? Mitch Hedberg.
Mitch Hedberg,
yeah. It was like one of his bits. Like, sorry for the convenience. It's good. It's good bit. But yeah.
So I guess the topic tonight is does God exist or whatever? I guess some people have an opinion on that. I guess most people have an opinion on that.
I did, right? I would imagine. I would hope.
No. God does not exist. Long answer. No, God doesn't fucking exist.
Nice.
Ollie popped that in like right away at the beginning, which is hilarious. So yeah, if any of you out there want to come and chat with myself and Brentley here about whether or not a God exists and why you think one does, and which one in particular, because let's be honest, many have been proposed by humans over the years. So the one you believe in is more than likely due to the accident of where you were born. So
that's what gets
here
me.
And chat. Huh?
It's like so often, people act like if you say you don't believe in any God, because it's like, it's so weird to not believe in any God. And that's like, oh, you believe in nothing or whatever. But it's like, hold on, everybody believes in their own. And I don't know what somebody else believes in. I don't, you know what I mean? Like how they're acting like it's my job to know what every single thing is that could possibly be interpreted as a God and then whether or not I believe in it. I'm like, no, you got to do the work of telling me the thing you think, and then I'll tell you if I agree. You know what I mean? Oh, I think you're muted, man.
Oh, yes, I was. Yes,
okay. Them buttons are sensitive, dude. You got to.
I had a little frog in my throat, so I just hit the mute button on my end so I could just. I'm okay now. I'm better now.
There you go. From now on, we'll take the coughs. We got it. We can handle it.
I thought I turned it back on, but I guess I didn't press hard enough.
Yeah, I said.
being a lefty progressive, I guess I got my wimpy man hands or something. I don't know. According to them, that's what it would be.
That's right. I hear it. It has something to do with wrist strength and
yeah.
Oh my God.
Something like that. Anyway, I don't know. Press harder.
Yeah. Press harder.
Yeah, no problem. I'll do that. No problem.
So let me ask you this real quick, because this came up the other day. And somebody, it's all that stated, that is, I hear that. And it causes feminine qualities in men.
I had some tofu today.
Yep.
So, oh boy.
Well, get ready for some boobs. All right.
I'm all squishy. I'm a squishy soy boy.
But I want to ask, like, do you take it? Because I hear a lot of people say, like, the lack-theist position, where they're like, it's
I hate
atheism
that.
is a lack of belief in a God. Oh yeah.
No. I hate that. I hate that because to me it feels like almost like a dishonest distraction, and I'll tell you why. We don't really lack a belief in God. We just don't believe the claims that there is one. It's not a lack of anything. We're pretty convinced that there are no gods, right? And my position comes from a position of being convinced one way or the other. So I have yet to see any justifiable, verifiable evidence that any deities exist anywhere. So it's not that I lack a belief. You've given me so-called evidence and I'm still unconvinced. So I'm just an unconvinced atheist. Until something comes along to convince me that there is such an entity, then I'm going to remain a non-believer. It's just that simple.
Yeah.
I hate that lack thing. That just kind of, that's why they came up with that lack theist kind of a dig.
Yeah.
And I'll be honest, I used to say that, but I don't anymore because somebody told me that that's not really a thing. Like you're convinced or you're not. You don't lack any belief. I don't believe because I'm not convinced.
Right. Yeah. I mean, for me, it's like, I would say the lack of a belief. The only time that I would feel like that makes sense is like with what I was just talking about, where everybody has their own different interpretations of what a God is. A lot of times that I would apply it more to like something somebody could, that's out there that like, oh yeah, you could define that as a God or you could not, but it's just a thing that's out there and maybe it exists, maybe it doesn't, but it's not like a specific God. You know what I mean? Like I would say I'm agnostic to that. Right. And I was like, I don't know if something like that is out there, that started the universe or whatever, some kind of deistic type of thing. But yeah, where are you at with the agnostic atheist thing? Do you think does that fall in the same category as the lack theist thing?
Well, agnosticism deals with knowledge, and the atheism part is a belief thing. So, do I know that there are no gods? No, I don't think anybody knows either way whether gods are or aren't. Oh, I will say this. I really don't think there are.
Right.
I'd even go as far as to say I know that most of the gods that we've created in our lifetimes as humans, in our existence as humans, have been made up. And we refer to 99% of them as being mythology. Right.
Exactly.
And gods and things like gods were thought of to answer questions that we didn't have answers for. Right? We thought if the volcano erupted, the God that watches over us here on this tiny little island must be angry, so we got to do something to appease the God, or our crops aren't going to pop up next year, which is a load of bullshit.
Right.
But
I mean, I get where they were coming from at that time with that information, but still, because I mean, that does seem like somebody's angry. When you see a volcano going up, you're like, oh, okay, somebody's pissed off. I don't know who or what, but
as a knowledge claim, I don't claim to know that a god or deity of any kind exists, but I'm like right there to that line where I can say, no, there are no gods. And I'll continue to say that until one makes itself known somehow. So that's kind of where I am. So I don't really think I'm agnostic at all. I just think I'm an atheist, and you got to prove to me your claim of a deity. Right. If it doesn't come up, then I'm still not going to believe you. Right. So agnosticism or agnosticism doesn't really play into it for me. So
right, because it's just a different. That's about not like you said, knowledge, and then theism, atheism that deals with belief. Even though belief is like a subset of knowledge, but yeah, I mean, for
actually,
me,
knowledge is a subset of belief.
The
reason they say
you're
that,
right. I said
you can believe something.
That's right.
And then
it's
make it evidentiary, and now it's knowledge. Right?
Yeah. So. Well, because that's what I was going to say. Like a lot of times, I define knowledge because people define knowledge different ways. I define knowledge as something that somebody believes that happens to be true. Now, whether or not
or with reality. Something we can demonstrate. Knowledge is demonstrable, so it comports with reality.
Right. Well, I mean, whether you can demonstrate it or not, if you believe something and it ends up being true, I mean, I don't know. Because that's what other people say, like justified true belief. It's
right. What could you believe in and call it knowledge that you couldn't demonstrate?
Probably like abstract stuff. I don't know. It's if you think, because I mean, being able to demonstrate something, because you could, this is where you get into like the personal experience, right? Like you could have personal experience with something and then be unable to demonstrate it to somebody else and just be like, no, I know what I saw, what I experienced. That flying saucer, dude. Okay. It came right up to me. It winked and then it flew away. Okay. No.
Yeah. Okay. But dude, let's be real here. I mean, that is something. If you made that claim to me, I go, oh, okay. I want whatever it was you took that night.
it was the winking, right? The winking just kind of throws you off. You know, those don't even do that.
But yeah, no, I mean, the claim that knowledge is demonstrable is pretty solid. I mean, anything that we know we can show. If you don't know it, if you can't show it, then you don't know it, sort of thing, right? Which Aaron's fond of saying.
Right.
But you know, so yeah, I think anything that we can consider known, we can show that how and why we know it. Right. That's where the scientific method or something akin to that comes into play.
Yeah, I mean, and you gather as much evidence as would be justified, I think, because you could always just keep going with that. Sure. You know what I mean? Sure. Like, you know, because we get so, you know, we're constantly changing the like using the model that you're talking about, scientific model, and we figure out new things, right? And it updates, right, and that's the beauty of science is that it doesn't really claim to know anything. It just says, this is what the evidence suggests, you know, based on all of the experimentation and data that we've got. This is the best we've come up with. And it's even a consensus within that. It's like, you know.
That's what peer review is.
Right. Peer review, like, yeah. So that's like that's why whenever it comes to like knowledge and stuff, I always feel like I have to just, you know, I kind of get it outside of epistemology. Because then it's like, you know, then you're like, well, how do you know what you think you know? And I'm like, that's totally a side thing. Whether or not what you believe is true, you know, then it's something that actually is. That's what I would consider knowledge. But I mean, you know, and I can go with the justified true belief too, which is more about like what you're saying. But yeah, I don't know. It's a fun conversation to talk about knowledge and stuff, you know.
Sure, absolutely. It's fun. It's important because we want to believe as many true things as possible, right? We want things that we believe to be true. And I don't want to believe things that aren't true because that could be hazardous. If you really think about it, it could end up being hazardous in some way. So like everyone with this whole Trump and the fucking Tylenol bullshit, it's like now there's people out there that are thinking that Tylenol is going to give people autism. It doesn't fucking do that. Like,
where the hell did this one come from? They just like sidestepped the whole. They're like, oh no, not vaccines, but Tylenol though. Like, what the fuck? Where did this come from?
You're talking about people that don't have a clue how any of it works, but think they do. This Dunning-Kruger, big time. This is a huge episode of Dunning-Kruger, and they think they have all this knowledge. If they try to read a scientific paper on the findings of Tylenol or even vaccines, they would be like, I don't understand these words. Right. It's literally like they read headlines and that's it. They don't go into the whole article on it, right? They read the headlines and they think that they've got the answer. That's not so much so. And I've seen this in the past where people come up, well, here's my evidence, and they give you this link to something.
Yeah.
And you get in there and you start reading, you go, this does not say what you think it says, right? Like it actually disproves what you're saying. All you read was the headline. Yeah. And then you read in here and it turns out, oh, such and such causes such and such. And you read in there, oh, no, actually it doesn't. And they've done all these tests, yada, yada. And then they figure out, no, it actually doesn't. So that claim is now null and void, right? So.
Yeah, it was like that Joe Rogan thing when he was like, he's a perfect example for this concept just across the board. It happens all the time. But the one thing he was saying was that like the temperatures, for climate change are actually dropping more or whatever, like in recent times or whatever. It's like dropped the most. But in what it was talking about was like, since the planet had formed, all those billions of years, they were like talking about the last little bit where it's like, yeah, we're in a cooling period, but that's like on an evolutionary, like a cosmological scale,
cyclical.
He just didn't understand. So he's like, no, it says it's cooling down. What are you talking about? It's like, no, it's not. You're just not understanding the data. And he read some pop science article, or he just didn't. Like you said, you just read like part of it, and that was it. Like, definitely not cool.
It's often kind of funny because they'll cite people that have been discredited a long time ago about vaccines and stuff like that, but they'll still keep using the information for some dumb reason.
Yeah,
I don't get it.
It's like we can't move past it.
You talk to the people that have spent a good part of their lives studying and understanding immunology, virology, vaccines, efficacy, stuff like that. Those are the people you should talk to that actually know what they're talking about and can tell you the safety and efficacy of specific vaccines. Right? Vaccines that we've been using for decades against, the MMR vaccines and the polio vaccines and flu vaccines and stuff like that, which I get every year because I hate being sick. I was just sick recently because I hadn't got my flu vaccine yet. So I get my flu and my update COVID one coming up, I think in October. So every October I get them. Yeah. I don't want to deal with that shit. No thanks.
Right? No, hell no. Yeah, definitely don't. I mean, and the efficacy of these things. I mean, the crazy thing is, people want to add to like all this weird evidence was out when 2020 to 23 or whatever, where we were going, when we were going through all of this, they still were acting. And it's so strange the way that like these weirdos, the way that they think is they've just justified everything to themselves. And so they'll be coming out and be like, we're owed an apology for all the stuff we were right about when it came to like the COVID and all that. And it was like, no, dude, you were always wrong. Like you just keep reading the same stupid like articles and stuff that keep saying that you're not wrong until it just like, they just get so sure of themselves. And it's like, no, man, you were always wrong. You're still wrong.
That's more Dunning-Kruger.
Yeah. It's crazy.
You know enough about something to think you're right, but not enough to know that you're wrong.
Well, right. There was like this really good, that I think it was Bo. That Bo guy, Bo of the sixth column or whatever. He's kind of like, he kind of is a good old boy, sort of talks like this, and he's like really funny. But he's he's like leftist or whatever you want to call it. But it was just so odd to hear him talk like that and be a leftist. But he was saying that, he's talking about like how like dumb people, he's like stupid people are always super confident. Like it just comes with it. And it's like, it's like saying like the reason that the people on the other side of the aisle, the left and everything, the reason they're all alcoholics is because they're constantly questioning themselves so much. They're like, oh my God, did I get it right? I could have been mistaken. Wait, what if I got everything wrong? Oh my God, I need a drink. This is crazy. I could be wrong about everything. And I don't know. I got to figure it out. Like, wow, the people on the other side are just like, I'm right about everything. That's it. No more thinking. I'm rad. We're dead. That's exactly how they think.
Well, there's a reason why most of the red states have the lowest scores for school and stuff like that, my friend.
Oh yeah. Conservatives hate.
So we have,
yeah. That's it.
Well, maybe not conservatives in general. A friend of mine the other day was saying, and this came after the whole Charlie Kirk thing. Charlie Kirk was just up there telling young men that it's okay to be conservative. I said, whoa. It's okay to be conservative. It's not okay to be a fucking douchebag.
Right.
Like, you can be a conservative and not be a total douchebag. So.
I know plenty of them. Yeah.
And someone said something today that I thought was pretty kind of profound there. I'll read it here. I wrote it down. I typed it down. It says, because though we may be on opposing sides on many things when it comes to left versus right, progressive versus conservative, that kind of thing. Underneath all of it, even the people that we consider the bad guys still have humanity. So once you lose sight of the humanity of the people you might oppose, you begin to lose yours.
Yeah.
And I don't want to lose my humanity. Yeah. However, there are certain things that I will not yield on, and anything that comes to potential harm to others, especially marginalized groups and the such, then I will always stand my ground and lift people up rather than drag them down.
Yeah.
So
100%. Yeah, I like that a lot. I mean, and that always is kind of like a place that I feel like, when things get really bad, that's when the dehumanization like really kicks up. Like, I understand it happens rhetorically a lot, but once you start seeing it, and I feel like we're pretty much there actually, when it comes to that in America anyway, with ICE and stuff like that, and you see these raids and see the way they're treating human beings, the way they're treating people, and acting like they're not that, just scooping them up, beating them up, masked up, like no way to identify anybody, and then they're just gone, just disappeared. That is very dehumanizing, and that are disappearing in the facilities. We lost something like 2/3 or something. It's insane, and you're just like, wait, what? Hold on. How do you lose that many people? But yeah, it's kind of scary.
Yeah, it's especially now. They've used this whole Charlie Kirk thing as almost like a springboard to become even more authoritarian.
Yeah.
As soon as they start taking off TV shows because they don't like what the hosts are talking about, or they want to control the press and stuff like that, that is authoritarianism. That is definitely an authoritarianism that's leaning towards fascism.
100%. Yeah.
And these are the same people that are, what about my free speech? Well, yeah. Well, if you want it, you have to enable it for the other side too, whether or not you like it. And I seen a right-wing guy on TikTok the other day screaming exactly that. He goes, we may not disagree, but God damn it, I'll fight for the right for the other side to have their opinion and be able to speak for it. And I'm like, well, there's actually a rational fucking thinking person right there, right? Regardless of what side of the fence he's on. That is probably somebody I could sit down and discuss things with and not fly off the handle. So, yeah. Right.
Because like what's going to happen at this point? Like certain people get to talk depending upon who's in charge that 4 years, like what the fuck? That's crazy. It's just, it makes no sense.
We have someone in the chat. His name is Jason Bratcher, who apparently, if I read that correctly, blind since birth. Has never been able to see it all. Wow, Jason. Well, I'm not going to say, oh, Jason, I feel so bad for you, because you're probably used to it and whatnot now. And let me tell you, there's some things you probably don't want to see anyways. But are you able to talk with me and Brentley here about anything at all? Like, it looks to me like you're some form of a theist. You believe in heaven by the look of it, from what I can see. I don't pay super close attention to the chat because we like to have our conversations here, but I do kind of glance over and see some stuff that's printed once in a while. If you'd like to, you can call in and chat with us about that. It'd be nice to chat with you. We're not mean, by the way. Well, I mean, I can get mean. Somebody once called me the Canadian Matt Dillahunty once. I was like, what? I told Matt, and he's like, I'm so sorry.
That's funny. And that was translated to, say you're mean. You're mean to some people.
Well, I tell you what, there are certain topics that will fire me up.
Yeah.
Okay. And I will go off the rails because the topics I'm referring to are usually always around racism or bigotry or toxic masculinity or the grape word when it comes to children. That kind of shit fires me up, and I will fly off the handle on people about that. Right.
Right. Yeah.
And sometimes it happens because a lot of believers feel like they're Bible believers, so the Word of God is the truth to them, right? And so I said, so it was okay for Lot to put his daughters out to be taken down, or had their way had with the group of men outside, or to get their father drunk and then have sex with him, like that stuff is okay. Which it's not, but still, if it's in the Bible and it's the Word of God, so it's okay with them, and that kind of stuff. Is like that's the poison that can lead to that kind of just harsh stuff.
Yeah, but because they point to their perfect moral book written by their perfect God, and they're like, well, they did it, So
if God created us, as many believe, how come poor Jason was born without sight?
That's a good question. Yep, absolutely. I mean, a lot of times it's like, well, he had to learn a lesson. That was it was a test
from birth.
Well, that fetus needed. It wasn't. It was being a little bit hard-headed about. So it was a hard-headed fetus in there. They needed. I don't know.
No excuse could make up for something that dumb. It's just no.
Yeah.
Captive Desk, another superhero that survived an operation recently. How you doing, Dave? I don't know if we've been scheduled to do one of these together. I think we have. Everything blurs after time for me. So we may have already done one, and I'm just like, my brain doesn't work anymore because I'm old and need a cane now and shit. But
you don't remember 3 weeks ago, you and Dave did one, and it was it was awesome. You did great. You don't remember?
Well, if we did, I've done with so many people now, so they kind of blend after a while. So,
right,
there are some that I've done where these moments stand out, right? Because as with anything to do with the memory, certain things will stand out because they unleashed emotions of some sort in you, right? So things stand out. Like, I don't have many memories from when I was a child, right? Which is normal. Most people can't remember anything down past the age of like 4-ish. But I have a couple around that time. One, I got stung by a wasp, so fuck yeah, I remember that. But the other one was for whatever reason, and I don't know why I would have remembered it, but I remember sitting out on the lawn of the first place we ever lived. I was probably 3 years old, and just staring out at the traffic, and some kid threw, I think, a piece of cardboard or something out at me. And I wasn't doing anything. I was just sitting there. I seem to remember that for some reason. So
they were throwing out of the car window.
Yeah, and as he was driving by, wow. It may not even been intended to be thrown at me, but I was 3 or 4 or whatever it was. So I don't really remember.
Jeez, somebody driving by like, fuck that kid. Yeah. I'm just like, what the hell?
Well, no, Dave, crazy. I know you were on the show. I know that, but I can't remember if you and I have done one of these together yet. But if we haven't, we'll make it happen. So, but I think we're booked like right into January now. So,
wow.
And I have a problem.
That's what you want.
I schedule folks, and I use this little notepad app on my phone where I write in the dates and who's coming up. somehow, and I can't figure out how the fuck it happened, all of the information gone.
Right? Really?
So I was scrambling. I was like asking people, I know I scheduled you. I can't remember the date. Like Forrest Velka, I had to bug him, and I got the date for that and stuff like that. So I am missing quite a few dates. So if any of out there are watching the show and you have confirmed a interview date with me, I'm still missing the person I scheduled for October 18th, for October 25th, for November 8th, and for November 22nd. And I think that was it. I may have somebody or had someone for December 27th. I can't remember. But I know I don't have anyone yet for the January. The only thing I have in January is every first Saturday of the month. Usually, I made an exception for Steve Giacottis to come on. It's the first Saturday because he couldn't do the other one. Anyways, I do the episode Bricks Beyond Belief, where me and a bunch of folks just sit out and shoot the shit while I build something out of Lego because I love Lego.
Hell yeah, that's so. Love it.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun doing.
That's so cool. Hell yeah.
And you were recently on my show, Bradley. So.
Yeah, had a blast. It was a great show.
Yeah, I think we do some fun shit over there. I mean, of course, we talk about the deconversion stuff, which is basically the point of the show, is talking about how people found they were free from their previous belief systems, and it's always interesting to hear these stories, and I think they're important stories because I will guarantee you there are more people out there than you realize that are questioning what, and they're thinking, do I really believe this? Because I was in that position for a while, even when I was little.
Yeah.
Like, do I really believe this? This just sounds incredibly ridiculous. Yeah. I remember being in Hebrew school and asking my teacher, well, how the hell did they get the sloth from South America to go onto the ark? Like, how?
Right. Those things
We're talking about an animal that walks 7.5 feet in an hour. Like that. How the hell? Or snails or banana slugs from the Pacific Northwest. Like, how?
Oh my God. And it's funny too, because I remember when I was homeschooled, raised, being taught young earth creation and all that shit, right? And I remember people asking me that. And it was so funny because, like, once you have this answer, nothing matters. But I would just be like, God magic. God could magic to the plate. And then it's like, then why did you have to do any of this? If we could just do the God magic for that, why are we even going through all this? You could just make the animals disappear. And the people. Why go through all this? It's just so funny.
Another thing that I questioned my teacher about, I said, well, if he flooded the globe, which never happened, by the way, we can prove that. What about all the people that own boats? Don't you think they would have just jumped in their boats and floated around and lifted it out?
There was a boat hole epidemic at boats. No, I don't know. Yeah, that is weird. Did no other boats exist?
Yeah, no, there were lots of people had boats back then.
Had to,
seriously.
Right? This is so weird. Jesus.
Anyway, so yeah. There are, and people will argue that, well, there's tons of flood stories all over the earth. They go, yeah, and there's a really amazing thing about these flood stories. They all happen to be in areas that are known floodplains.
Yeah, it's weird how that works.
Right? This giant global flood, somebody forgot to tell everybody in China about it because there are records through that time period. Somebody forgot to tell everyone in North America. Because there are records during that time period. So,
oh, wow. That's hilarious. Yeah, because I didn't realize, because they have records that go way back. I mean, they talk about the 5,000-year-old, right, or 6,000, I guess, whatever years old, Earth, or whatever Earth is out. And yeah, there's aren't there Chinese dynasties that go back that far?
You would not have had 40 days. It's called a fishing rod. And even back then, because they were a lot fucking smarter than we think they were back then.
Right.
Look at some of the shit they built. They knew even back then that filtering seawater through cloth over and over and over again will desalinate the water, and you can then drink the seawater. I learned that actually in a military training thing that I did a while ago,
Wow.
like a long while ago.
That's wild. Holy shit. That's cool. Oh, yeah.
It's just they don't recommend it because it doesn't really desalinate all of it, but you can get like over 70% of it out just by running it through over and over and over again. And you got to clean the salt off and then run it through. However, if it's global flood, that salt water isn't going to be as salty as it was anyways because it'll be mixed with the fresh water. So that's a little bit less work.
Right. So there you go, right there. Which is another good question as to why everything just didn't die. And having to get all unmixed again.
Well, jellyfish would have survived. Jellyfish are fucking hardcore. They can survive everything.
Well, I mean, they're just a jello that moves. Like they're barely
with
moves.
Stingy tentacles.
Yeah, with little stingy tentacles.
Well, we still don't have any callers, guys. So even if you just want to call in and tell us what kind of idiots we are talking all this bullshit up on here, then come on and call up and.
Where did
I know you're playing devil's advocate. Skeptic Philosophy is like one of my new favorite people. It's been showing up. Been showing up in my my chats recently and now over here. It says hi D's in the chat. And by the way, congrats to Stacy and Drew for their wedding their wedding ceremony. They are officially married. Yay!
Wow, they did the thing.
I saw it coming.
That's sweet.
I knew it was coming that night at BajaCon. I knew it. I knew it was coming.
Really? Oh, you could see it coming up. Oh yeah.
Yes, just read this little ticker down thing or banner thingy down there. One of the people involved with the show here is in a little bit of a tough spot, and we need to keep the lights on so that they can continue to work with us on the show. So
please, whatever you can do, even if it's just a couple bucks, it really does make a difference.
An atheist love story for the book. AG, I like that. Evolution is calls because we've never seen a dog give birth to non-dogs. What? Okay. Why would you think that a dog was going to give birth to a non-dog?
Yeah,
that's just silly. Of course, that's not evolution.
Right. But we have seen non-dogs give birth to dogs, like wolves. I mean, we can see
dogs. The current dogs that you and I know were human-made from their original wolf ancestor.
Right. Yes. Some of them, unfortunately, so those pugs cannot breathe. That is I know. That's not even nice. You know, I kind of feel bad for them. I'm like, don't do that to pugs.
Evolution is not false because we have mountains of evidence for it.
Yeah.
Really, the only one you need is the DNA.
Yeah.
Because that you can trace our DNA back many, many generations. That's how they know, by the way, that every human being alive today is related.
Yeah.
It takes about 25 to somewhere between 25, 30 generations to know that every human being that lives today is related.
Yeah.
Like one big family.
Yeah.
Try and convince some people, and that's not easy to do.
You're like, I am not related to the guys that whatever. Yeah. They look totally different.
The discussion person, another thing you need to stop saying. I'm not saying that you say this, but I've heard it from many evangelical anti-evolution type folks. Thanks for the super chat, Infidel. But yeah,
what's up, Infidel? How you doing?
But what you have to say is, if we came from monkeys, why are there still monkeys? That's just silly.
Yeah.
Because first of all, we didn't come from monkeys. We came from a lineage of more ape-like beings that monkeys also sprung off of. So there was an initial primate type that spawned all the primates that we now know today. As a matter of fact, there may have been two different because the orangutan line was a little bit different than the gorilla, chimpanzee, bonobo, and ultimately hominid lines. So I'm not 100% on that. You have to talk to somebody like Forrest or Gutsick Gibbon. They would know more about that than I do.
And they love talking about it too. Yeah. One of the
Diverged from a
responses,
common ancestor. That's the good word right there.
yeah, common ancestor. One of the great responses I've heard to that exact thing, why they're still monkeys, is if Americans came over from Europe, then why are there still Europeans? You know, and it's kind of the
Or if we're
same.
made from dirt, like it says in your Bible, then why is there still dirt?
Yeah, that's the real question right there. Answer that, theist.
Nope. Okay, the discussion's on this again. Okay, nobody says that. Why don't you call in?
What?
Call in, man. I'll talk to you. Nobody says this. Like, where are you getting this from? I don't understand. That's not what people who talk about evolution say.
Are they joking? That's a joke, right? That wasn't
It's gotta
serious.
be. It's gotta be. That can't be serious.
That feels like a worm giving birth to an elephant. Are we talking a really teeny tiny elephant? Like a really small one?
What about the old Canadian house hippo? Ollie knows what I'm talking about.
What? There's Canadian house hippos.
We used to have a commercial up here in Canada where it had the house hippo, a little tiny hippo, and you could see like footprints in the butter and stuff like that. And it would collect all the lint it could find and make little nests in your closet and in your shoes and stuff. It was hilarious.
What was it for?
The ad was they weren't selling anything.
Oh.
They were trying to show people that don't believe everything you see on TV.
Oh,
that was the point of it, right?
God, Canada's so
the Canadian house hippo. You might find D knows what I'm talking about. I love the house hippo. The whole thing was to try and educate folks not to believe everything you see on TV.
America would never do that. They would they would ban that so quick.
We have not had any callers tonight so far.
Not
it's
yet.
just been me and my brother here just shooting the shit and having a good time and talking about silly things that are said by creationists and stuff like that. And see, I hear them and I think to myself, where are they getting it? I've never gone to evolutionary biology type class and heard those types of things being said. Like never.
No.
I didn't take a lot of that because I was more into chemistry, which is what I end up being, a chemist or a hack chemist anyways. But
okay.
That's what I do for a living. I am a chemist for an environmental. Oh, yes, no problem. You don't have to apologize. Are you Canadian? He said, sorry. I'm Canadian. So
I'm so sorry.
I totally get that. I'm so sorry.
So, okay. So you're like into chemistry and stuff. Because I feel like that's kind of what that claim was alluding to, was kind of the chemical evolution aspect of it, right? And we have tons of evidence for that.
Chemicals don't evolve. Chemicals combine. They bond to form new like molecules and stuff like that. Right? So like H2O, right? With oxygen, it combines to make water. Right?
Yeah.
Now you add one more, or it's one hydrogen, 2 oxygen. You add one more hydrogen. Now you've got hydrogen, hydrogen dioxide, right? Which is not safe to drink. Right? So
no, that'll take that. Jesus. Wow, that's cool.
So you drink enough water and it'll kill you, right? So.
You drown.
I remember hearing some story about a lady, with a radio contest to win a Wii. You weren't allowed to go Wii. You had to keep drinking water for like the 7 hours that they did it. One of the ladies died because she drank too much water.
Oh my God. Okay.
Yeah.
Too much of anything, I guess. Wow. That's wild.
It makes sense to me. It makes sense to Tori that I am a chemist. All right. Most people, when I tell them that I work in chemistry badly, they go, "You're a chemist? You don't fucking look like a chemist." I'm like, well, what does a chemist look like?
Where's your white jacket?
I have one.
Well, you got to wear it out.
They gave it to me as a joke because we're not allowed to wear those where I work because everything I deal with is flammable. So, because it's the oil and gas industry, and my specific job there is to claim waste antifreeze, send it through high heat distillation, separate glycol from everything, all the impurities, and they get sorted out, and then you drink H2O2, you will oxidize your brain. Yes, that's right.
Wow.
and then I recombine distilled water with the glycol, ethylene glycol to be specific, because there's also propylene glycol, which you can actually, that's the one you can actually, drink or eat, and it won't do much to you unless you overconsume. But if you overconsume anything, it's a bad thing. But still, it's food safe, they call it. That's what you would run through like freezers in restaurants lines and stuff like that. So
okay.
Anyway, so ethylene glycol is the real bad one.
That one does take you out if you drink.
And that's what I make. So I have to test it for its for the compliance here in Canada. We have certain things that it must be of a certain pH depending on which blend you're doing. If it's traditional, universal, then it has to be somewhere between 10 and 11 pH. If it's a global additive, which is an organic acid technology, then it has to be between 7 and 9. And if it's a hybrid type antifreeze, which is good for diesel, that kind of thing, it's an extended life, then it has to be between 7 and 8, or so. And I test for that. I also test for reserve alkalinity, which is how long does it last before it turns to a point where it's no longer useful. And then also, I'm just putting it in easy words for folks to sort of get, but and then I have to test the foam capacity. So you run it through an air stone and you see how much it bubbles, and it can only bubble so much. If it goes over 150, yes, I'm using metric here, millimeters, 150 mils, then it can't go over that, and it has to dissipate in under 5 seconds. And I've never had a batch do that. So only once, when we were trying a new formula that did not seem to work with any of the other ingredients we were using, like the Bitrix or the surfactant we were using. Surfactants are anti-foam, people. They stop things from foaming. So that's basically what I do. And I have to wear fireproof coveralls because many things that we deal with there are flammable. So there you go.
Damn, that's wild. So what chemicals do you work with that could possibly give you superpowers? Because
I don't know. I'll tell you what. When I go back to work, I'll try drinking some of the hydrochloric acid, and I'll let you know. Folks, don't do that.
That's what I was going to suggest. Yeah, we just
can't have the worst sore throat ever in your life.
Oh, really?
That's not even the harsh one. You want to get like harsh acids, you go up to like hyaluronic acid and stuff like that. That's crazy shit.
Damn.
Anyway,
yeah, those are those brutal ones. Yeah.
So somebody came on here earlier and said, what was it here? Hang on. Nathaniel, I think, was the one who came on. God is good and the devil is evil. Even says evil right in the word devil.
Yeah, that's a good point. That's how we know.
That's right.
That's right. Yeah, there you go. Good question.
There are evil gods too. So Nathaniel, you kind of gotta narrow the scope down a little bit. There have been hundreds of thousands of gods or demi-deities have been proposed by humans for millennia. So which specific deity are you referring to? I know that a lot of them nobody really even remembers or cares about anymore, but today there are somewhere just under 5,000 different deities that are currently being worshipped. And the only reason people worship those specific deities, as I was saying earlier, Brent, is because you were born into the area that happens to worship that specific deity.
Yeah.
Right?
That is it.
And I'm going to tell you something right now, Nathaniel. Christianity is wrong. You know how I know this? God told me. As a matter of fact, I was born to a Christian family, and then I was raised by a Jewish family. So God told me that Judaism is actually the right religion. So you might want to convert over to Judaism.
That's the right one. Yeah.
So
that was, you want to go back to the original, that was the original.
Well, if you want to do that, you got to go back to like what do you call it? No. Fuck's sakes. For some reason, Rosicrucian came to mind, but that's something completely different. Zoroastrianism.
There you go.
Pretty much birthed the whole, whole Abrahamic belief system evolved out of that.
I like Buddha
even religions
better,
evolve. Buddha.
Just saying, he's better. I don't know.
I like Buddha. Sadie said that. Goop, the forgotten god. I was a contender, damn it.
Hell yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, and it's funny too, because like if you look in the Old Testament, it was very clear that the author of the Old Testament believed in other gods. Like they try to make it, it was this one God to rule them all.
Baal was there, Asherah, right? You
Right.
know?
Yep.
There's even more. El and Yahweh.
El,
As a matter of fact, El was the original. That's why we have Elohim. Right. And why a lot of ancient Hebrew names use the word El, like Daniel.
Oh, I did not realize that part. That's cool.
Which means literally Dan means house, and Daniel means house of God. Samuel, you know.
Yeah.
Jezebel. No, I'm just kidding. But El was often used as a second part of a name referring to God. So there were lots of deities that were believed. A pantheon of 12, I think. I can't remember all of them because I didn't really care. But it's none of them are real. But that wasn't unfamiliar either. Lots of other belief systems had pantheons of deities of some kind, right? So, So Canaanite pantheon. Yeah, pretty much, right? So it's kind of funny that later on, God commanded that they kill all the Canaanites, except they never did, because we can actually find genetic links to Canaanites in today's modern Lebanese, Turkish folks. So
really, wow! So it's even wrong.
So they never did, even though they claimed that they wiped them out. They didn't.
Right. But a lot of these, I don't know. I mean, just the way that we know, like how kingdoms and stuff, and just even nowadays, like you could see the way people write about wars from the past and everything. And like, we totally kicked ass, man. And we were the good guys the entire time. By the way, we never made any mistakes or did anything based on just some billionaire's whims or whatever, because they want some oil. And so they needed to go start a war over the good. We didn't do any of that. We were the good guys the whole time, But back then, they didn't have fact checkers to be like, hold on a second. Did they even have nuclear weapons? I don't even know if they did. They didn't have that.
Back in the Abrahamic days? No.
Yeah. They didn't have the fact checkers seeing if there was nuclear weapons.
No. And it's so funny because there's this, I think, you ever watch Mini Minute Man? Seen that guy's stuff?
Mini what?
Mini Minute Man, he's called.
Mini Minute Man.
He debunks all these things about giants and old temples being, older than they are and stuff like that, like the Graham Hancock bullshit. So he was shit, where was I going with this? Shit, no, I forgot where I was going with this. Folks, don't get old. The brain just goes.
I was making a joke about fact checkers and checking for nuclear weapons, but back.
Oh, that's what it was, right? Nuclear weapons.
And okay.
So apparently, I can't remember where they said this was, and I heard this like a long time ago, and then I saw a video of his explaining it. There was a layer of glass found, and everyone's saying, "Well, you can only get that from a nuclear explosion," and he's like, a nuclear explosion 12,000 years ago? No, I don't think so. It was more than likely an asteroid or a comet that hit. It wasn't big enough to take out the world, but big enough to leave a layer of glass due to the explosion, which is more likely what it was, right?
God, that's amazing that they're willing to be like, there must have been nukes back then. Whatever, like nuclear explosion happened. That's so funny.
Bree, Mini Minuteman has gotten a few things wrong in the past. Now, him, unlike people that get things wrong and don't admit to it, he comes on and says, listen, I blew it on this one. Here's the reality.
Really? And so there are really giants. The Nephilim, probably, right?
Yeah, right. No,
I knew it.
No. He's actually really good. I don't know how to do it, but I want to get the guy on the show because he's also an atheist as well. I've been trying to get Planet Peterson on the show because he's fucking hilarious to watch his stuff. I've tried reaching out, like dropping notes and stuff or trying messages. I never get any answers. So it's hard to get some of these folks on. But I'm not going to stop trying because I think they'd be really good interviews. And I'd sure like to know whether or not they were ever believers, right? Like, were you ever a believer? Like, I've had lifelong atheists on the show. An example would be Bionic Dance or Kate Farr, who used to do a lot of atheist type content. She doesn't really do a lot. She's more working on her animation, which I got to do a voice for. I got to do one of the cartoons. Yeah, go on YouTube and look up Quinn Redshift. That's Quinn with 2 N's, Quin, and Redshift. And I'm in there and I got like 4 or 5 lines. And of course, I'm the space pirate. Go figure that. I've already been typecast.
That's awesome. First of all, space pirate, just as a concept, phenomenal.
One of my lines is execute them.
Walk with them. Get out of the spaceship. I don't know. Damn, that's wild. Space pirate.
Is Cracker Barrel the god of Hicks?
It's a food of the god of the Hicks. Yes,
you can call me a cracker. I don't give a shit. You can call me whatever you want.
I'm literally from Florida. That's literally like the thing that we're called sometimes. Florida crackers. Crackers, it's a thing. There's even an IPA named after us.
I'm a Gen Xer, so it's really hard to hurt my feelings.
Right. Yeah.
Sometimes my feelings do get hurt, but usually my feelings get hurt when I see somebody else being bullied. And that hurts me because I was bullied as a kid a lot.
Right.
So I was a tiny little guy. And then somewhere around 7th and 8th grade, I fucking sprouted and grew. And everyone that used to pick on me was like, can we be friends now? And I was like, yeah, sure.
I was just kidding before, by the way.
Well, and I look at it this way. Kids do stupid shit. And that includes pick on other kids, right? So, and I picked on other kids too. But I ultimately, and more than likely, it was like in my head some way to avenge the people that picked on me. It made me feel a little bit superior, like it made those folks. But most of the guys that picked on me, one of them became my best friend after a while. The other ones just said, hey, because one of them, I think it was the end of grade 7, and he was wanted to beat me up again. One more day. It was the last day. He had this one last chance. Well, not really, because we lived in the same neighborhood. But he came up and he tried to jump on my back. I pulled him over my back like this, and I swung the kid around and threw him into a fence. He never bothered me again.
That was it.
And all the other guys that used to pick up me were standing there with these.
I don't want to be part of the fence.
Well, yeah, because I was starting to take judo then, and then I got into karate and a little bit of taekwondo and whatnot. So, so I just grabbed him like I would in judo and threw him into the fucking fence, and that was the end of that. Yeah. And then everyone that used to pick on me ended up becoming my friends because I'm not going to hold that shit against them. I don't know what was going on at home with them. Maybe I was just a vehicle for them to take out the frustrations on. And hey, if it helped them, great. I didn't really get that hurt. So a few bruises will heal. My pride will heal. I'm okay. Yeah,
I feel you. We used to, when I was a kid in our neighborhood, we used to dress up like superheroes, And I mean, I know little kids do that, but we were like 10 and 11 and 12. Like we were going into our teens, still dressing up like comic characters, a lot of the ones that we would make up. And there was this gang. Well, it was not a gang. It was just a group of kids called the Blades. We called them the Blades because they would rollerblade. Anyway, and so we would get in fights with them all the time, and we would come back home and be like, that was awesome, man. It was just like in the comic number 57 with the Amazing Fantasy, whatever. We would just like be so excited that we got to fight real bad guys. But a lot of them were bullies too, because obviously, what kind of kid goes and messes with dorky kids wearing superhero costumes other than bullies? You know what I mean? But,
yeah,
I don't know.
I was a big comic book fan too. Hey, man, they were given to me because they were released before I was born. But I had the very first 3 episodes of X-Men that were ever produced. Yeah.
Wait, like the very first...
Don't know what the hell happened to it. Yeah, the original X-Men, the very first, like Iceman, Cyclops, Jean Grey, or Marvel Girl as they called her back then, the Beast, and Angel.
Wow,
first 3 episodes.
Was that like when Beast used to like actually wear the
he was before the blue fur.
Yeah. Okay. Wow, that's so cool. Hell yeah. Very neat.
Yeah. So Bree says obviously it's a case of Neil being too Canadian.
I was gonna say,
Yeah.
it is. I mean,
Yeah.
did you hear him say grade 7? It's 7th grade, man. I mean, what are you even doing? Oh, yeah, grade 7.
Well, that's what what grade are you going into? Grade 7.
Grade 7. Yeah, that's just a funny thing.
It's like we call it pop, and you guys call it soda. Some places in the U.S. do call it pop, when technically it's soda pop. So
right.
One version, you use the other. Right?
And then some of us are normal and just say Coke. That's like.
But Coke is a brand.
It's like
It's like, hey, pass me a Kleenex. Oh, we don't have any. Well, Scotties do. Oh, give me a tissue.
No, I said Kleenex. That is funny. Yeah, no, it is weird how we latch onto a single brand, and that just means all of them.
Yeah,
because I would have that happen where people would come in. I couldn't find a Coke for you, but they did have a Pepsi or whatever. I'm like, yeah, I don't care. I was saying any soda will do. But then you like
Dave lives near me, and he's going to get a Gordie Howe elbow for this one. Anime spelled like the month.
Yes, and Legos.
Anime. It's actually anime, which is with an E-M-E. And there's no S or E in Legos. Lego is already plural. How many times do I got to keep telling you this?
There they go. They just goes just right up. They Legos right out of here.
Pepsi Coke.
That's funny.
And all he says, yeah, I'm a West Coast Canadian. Yeah, we're well, I don't know. I find both coasts of Canada to be pretty laid back. It's just a different kind of laid back here than it is on the East Coast. Because I've been to the East Coast as well. Like my aunt lives in Nova Scotia, so I've been to Nova Scotia and I've been to New Brunswick, and it's pretty laid back over there too. But it's a little bit of a different kind of laid back.
What's it was like? Damn, I always forget. Well, there's Sasquatch land, right?
Yeah, we're up in Sasquatch land here. Yeah.
You are okay. Yeah, that's where our buddy. Well, Kevin. I don't know. Kevin from Left at the Valley. He was like,
very much so. Yeah, I know Kevin.
Right? Yeah, oh yeah, he's great.
Actually, he'd be good to have on here to do a show with.
I've been trying to get him.
Really?
Yeah, I've been trying to get him. The last time I asked him to do stuff, he said he needed to get a setup. So hopefully he's got.
Oh, is he still without all that shit? Because I was on their podcast too. I was on Left at the Valley. Well, we're probably 4 years ago now.
Yeah, it was a minute. I was going to say, yeah, you were there when I was on there, which I don't even know how I got on a Canadian show as a punker.
That's right. That's where we first met.
Yep. That's right.
Shit, dude. 4 years ago? 4 or 5 years ago now? Holy crap. And I remember there was another show I was on, but they didn't have the video. I actually was phoning, and I was walking around in the yard here, just like, our grounds here, just chatting on the phone with everybody. That was kind of fun.
That's awesome. Oh, yeah.
There's less Great Lakes, vowel shift in Western Canada. Yeah, there's no Great Lakes in where I live.
But what's the Texas? There was like one that people said was like the Texas.
That's Alberta.
Alberta, that's it. Yeah,
they're the oil province.
How laid back are they?
Cowboys. Well, they're pretty uptight over there.
Yeah. Okay.
They want to separate from Canada. I'm like, what? Why?
Because that's
a small percentage of them wants to separate. Not most of them don't.
They want to secede.
They don't realize. What they don't realize is they can't separate because that's part of the agreement with the First Nations peoples that live there. With the land that they're technically borrowing from them. So they are not allowed to separate from Canada because of that. So
wow.
But they're not smart enough to know that over there. So
I don't think they're gonna look that up. They would probably be like, well, actually, as a citizen, what are they called? Those the citizens that don't have to follow any of the rules or whatever.
Anarchists.
I can't think of what they're called. No, it's like it's an American thing where it's like a law conspiracy theory, and they what is it? There's something citizen, and they think they don't have to have driver's licenses, they don't have to do all this stuff. Sovereign. It's a sovereign citizen.
Oh, sovereign citizen.
Sorry. Yeah. It would have been so much better if I had had that word. But yeah, if there's just some, do you have that sort of thing in Canada at all? Those guys are like, actually, according to my constitution that I wrote myself in my pocket, I'm allowed to do whatever I want. Yeah. It's amazing how that works. And it never works in court, too. They like go in there. Actually, Judge, sir, look, I have my rights. Am I being detained? They do their whole little thing, and it never goes right for them.
Now, what's this I heard a little while ago? The people that were being detained at the alligator Auschwitz, as they're calling it, have disappeared. Is that like a thing?
Yeah. What? I'm still trying to figure out they don't have records for them. They've like lost.
Of course they have
records, and all these lawyers.
Heard that before,
right? Yeah, exactly. I mean, that's what's kind of freaky about the whole thing. Is that like, how lost are we talking? Like, did you just lose their records, or are the people gone? Because like, that's a significant difference, right? But the lawyers and stuff that are trying to, that were kind of like in the process of getting a lot of these folks their papers and whatnot when they got, because of course they do this stupid shit where they change the rules and then all of a sudden, oh, now they can get you, So even though you were doing everything you were supposed to do, they shift the goalpost. Now you're in trouble. Now you're a criminal because they changed the rules. But then they want to sit there and talk about, oh, they're all so violent and everything. Anyway, but yeah, and these lawyers and stuff, they can't get in touch with their clients because they've just literally disappeared from there, and it's a huge amount of records and people that are just missing now. It's really crazy.
Folks, you guys down in the States, you better start waking up or you're going to fall under a complete authoritarian government, verging on fascism. And when shit like that happens, many, many, many people die. And you could be one of those people. If you're not exactly who they want you to be, you could end up there. And you don't want that shit to happen. I don't want that shit to happen. So many people that I care about are those people that they don't like. Right. So open up your eyes, wake the fuck up, and stop this bullshit that's going down there. Because I'll let you know right now, you actually outnumber them. And I already have seen so many videos, like TikTok videos or YouTube short videos of actual enlisted people that will not comply to what the orange fucking potato is ordering. So be alert, get out there and bring an end to this shit. Bring somebody who's fucking level-headed and put them in an office.
Yeah. But that's boring, We want the insanity. I don't know. It's just so frustrating. But,
and John, so real quick, John, I saw your post earlier, if you're still there, about you're looking at property in BC. That'd be cool to have you up here, brother. I would hang out with you for sure. You seem like the kind of person that would like to be in the Okanagan, though, with Lake Okanagan and the awesome place that it is. That's where my birth family is from that area. Summerland and Peachland and stuff like that.
Okanagan. That sounds awesome. It's just fun to say, Okanagan. I like that. And that's cool. But yeah, no, like another thing though was like just the other day of course now I can't think of what he's called, but like our military guy, whatever. Pete Hegseth. Yeah, it's called like some meeting of the generals, and that, like what you're talking about, it's like one of the few things that I'm like, it's got to be okay because of that, right? Like, there's going to be generals and shit that are going to be like, I'm not firing on our own.
I hope so. They're not supposed to. Like, that's what when they take their oath, they're told that you don't go against your own people, right? But how many of them do we know are Trump supporters and would ignore that?
Right. And then it's just going to be them fighting them, and it's going to be a big mess, if it gets to that. But there's no turning down the temperature right now, so I don't see why it would not get to that if we're moving at this current speed. So I don't know.
Ollie, you don't fucking need a celebratory reason to have hot knives. Don't even start with me.
That's hot knife. Yeah.
Or in his case, hot swords.
Oh, really? All right.
Yeah, we have
Cool.
the Ollie. See, we've made minifigures of my crew that's usually in the after parties, like one of the ones I put together, but mostly Tons of Mice did like 99% of these. But see, he's like, I want a minifigure. So I put together a little scientist minifigure for Sadie.
Nice. Oh, that's awesome. Oh, yeah.
And mine is, of course, me sitting at my podcast thing with the boxes of Lego beside me, my cane, and a podcast thing. And then Mikey's is here with all his pets and animals and Spider that lives in his car, but he's afraid of polar bears, so we put a polar bear.
The polar bear's outside. Mikey's great.
And
I love Mikey.
Ollie,
super funny.
Excuse me. Ollie, Hot Knives Man, right? Except they're swords because he's got swords hanging on the back wall, and that's his dog there. Dog Boomer. And
name's Boomer.
And of course,
that's adorable.
Our favorite sale lady, Stephanie Helms.
Steph is great. Love Stephanie.
And another member of the Skeptic Haven crew here, Mr. Michael Earhart there with his guitar, writing some stuff.
Oh, hell yeah. Wow, that looks very good. That looks dead on. Wow.
He needs more background, though. I got to figure out a good background for him. We'll put something there. Oh, I don't know if maybe I can make a sticker of the Led Zeppelin thing that he always has in the background.
There you go.
I might be able to do that because you can take a picture of that image and load it into the computer and then print out a little sticker. And I'll just put a wall behind him, put that on there.
Yeah, that would be awesome. That'd be perfect.
Yeah, we have more too. We have Dave who's in the chat. He used to hang out in the after parties. He's a big fan of redheads, so he's buried in redheads.
I thought it was like a joke of some sort. No, he actually loves redhead women. That's right.
Student Dr. Ben, who's also likes to do the mukbang thing where he eats all the different foods. So we made one with him in the doctor suit with the chef hat and the spatula.
Nice.
And then we have one guy that hangs out with us, and he'll be in the middle of saying something, and he'll suddenly just disappear. He ghosts us. So his name's McKinnon Mitchell. He does some good documentary stuff, by the way, if you want to look for some of that. So this is McKinnon.
That's his disappeared state.
He
put on the Ring of Power, and it's now,
And of course, we have our financial guru, Mr. Irish Swede, who is also a superhero and survived an operation that kills most people. Well, that's him there, and Mr. Financial Guru guy with all the money pile there.
Nice. Oh, that's great.
And of course, the guy that made all of these, Tons of Mice.
That's perfect. I love it.
Tons of mice.
Just a big bunch of mice.
So that's so funny.
That's awesome.
And I'm going to work on building some more for some other folks in the community. We'll figure out how to do that because you can build a minifigure. I can go onto the Lego website and just build minifigures.
Really? Yep. Do they have flat caps?
They certainly do.
Really? They even have flat caps?
Do.
Oh my God. Oh, yeah, I'm gonna have to get one. That's and they can make little band T-shirts, little tiny band T-shirts.
You can look for something that's similar, like they have, like for example, here's one that says Player One. Right?
Okay, okay, yeah, that's pretty cool. The black shirt, white writing, right?
You can use the whoopsie daisy.
And maybe there's a punk band called Player One. I don't know.
There's one there with a skull on it, right?
Oh, that's cool. Hell yeah. It's like Sid from Toy Story.
Yeah, kind of, yeah. But it's this one was one of the, what they call the minifigure sets that came out. They call them Goth Boy or something like that. I just wanted the skull shirt because I'm going to use that skull shirt eventually for a different minifigure set.
Oh, hell yeah. Oh, I would absolutely get the whole character just for the skull shirt.
Yeah.
100%. Yep. That's so cool.
Yeah. So we have a lot of fun with that shit. And that's why I do the Lego build at the first of every month on the show.
Oh, yeah. Have fun. Do you have, just curious, like when you're doing the Lego build one, do you have like one of those little mini cameras that like go right up underneath what you're working on? and then you have like a separate one.
No, I just grab this and aim it down at the table that I'm working on. Right.
Oh, okay.
And I have it's not a big table, so there's not that much room, but I have, because when I started doing it, I didn't have this item, and I found that pieces were flying off the table all over the place. So I figured, fuck it, I need something with a rim on it that I can not lose all my pieces. Oh, even though I still do, because I have giant meat hooks for hands, and some of the pieces are tiny, and I go to pick them up, and they just go boink, and they fly out.
Yeah. Yep. I have same issue. Yeah.
But I bought one of these little trays that has a good slide on it, so they don't slide around too much.
Not bad. Yeah. Oh, that's cool. I love it. Yeah, I noticed. There's a lot of these teachers these days in the classrooms, and you remember we used to have those projectors where you had to have like see-through piece of paper or whatever, and you would put that on top of the projector, and it would project it up to the wall. But now they don't obviously don't use those anymore. Now they have these little tiny cameras that it's crazy. You can't even tell it's like a camera until you like get up close to it or whatever, like move it or something and see the screen move up there. Like, oh, but like, yeah, it's just this little tiny camera. And so like that way the teacher can be like writing stuff and the camera's looking right at it. I was like, that would be cool. Get one of those, be building it to, while you're doing your thing. That'd be cool.
Win a Cupid doll? Who's supplying the Cupid doll?
The fuck is a Cupid doll? Is that
be our first caller, and I'll minifigure you.
Oh, there you go. What was that? Somebody saying something about me? Are you talking shit? Brentley's minifig would just be a head with a cap.
They make that cap style too for minifigures, by the way.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So in an alligator's mouth. That's great. That's too funny.
With an alligator, I could put a minifigure alligator head on you.
Oh, okay.
With that cap on there.
The cap too. Oh, that'd be great. It'd be a punk rock alligator. That's right.
Prize at old timey fairs. We get to play cow patty bingo. I used to play. We used to gamble. We used to go out there and just play cow patty bingo because we wanted to win the cakes or the bottles of pop or whatever the fuck it was.
What, really?
Oh yeah, my buddy was such a gambling addict that we'd go anywhere. He'd spend hours like tossing rings onto the Coke bottles just to win a bunch of Coke, or the cow patty bingo so he could win a cake or a prize or whatever the fuck it was.
What the hell is cow patty bingo? I don't know what this is.
You
like,
take
how
a
do you
pen and you you rope off sections like a bingo card. And you have the cow wander around and you're feeding the cow, and eventually he's going to poop. Which square is he pooping in? So you make bets on which square you think he's going to poop.
Oh my God, that's
bingo.
Amazing.
Isn't that hilarious? I can't believe you've never heard of that.
No, I have not. That is, I can see where that would be, very interesting. Oh, he's pooping. Guys, come on, let's look. That's amazing. We get so excited with cow poops.
We cheat and stick a little X-Lax in there with the hay. Here you go, cow.
Speed things up a little bit.
You just don't want to be standing behind it when that goes off, though.
Yeah, it's more of a spray, than a.
It's like a weapon.
Yeah. Super soaker-esque. Yes. Oh my gosh.
Rocky Mountain oysters? Oh, well, are you? See, because we have prairie oysters in Canada.
No, Rocky Mountain oyster. Is it a band? Are you talking about a band?
Testicles.
Oh.
People eat like sheep's nuts or bull nuts, and they're called Rocky Mountain oysters or prairie oysters or whatever.
Why would they lie like that? Don't call them oysters if they're not. Oh my God.
Would you eat a testicle not knowing it? Like, see, I had one once. I had a sheep's nut, not knowing what it was, but I'm going to tell you, they're fucking tasty.
I don't know why that's so hard to like. And I know like it has literally nothing to do with whether or not it tastes good. You know what I mean? It's just your mind.
The idea, right.
Like just messing with your brain.
I'll admit that once I was told what they were after eating a couple, You just ate sheep's nuts. I'll admit a gag reflex did kick in a little bit, but I went, really? Was that really? I'm like, yeah. Fucking balls are good.
Eating balls are great. You know.
And I'm like, stay away from mine, you bastard.
Yeah, exactly. Because I don't want to know how good they might taste. But other than, and you know what? Never mind. I'm not going to go in that direction. But I could have. Jesus, that's awesome. My goodness.
What do we got? The gnome is in the chat. I just noticed.
What's up, gnome? How you doing?
How you doing, gnome? But I'm not sure what they're going on about. The answer is yes. The answer to what? Did we say something and the gnome is now saying the answer is yes? As for cams, or pinhole cameras are neat. Found one in a cable box from a Comcast once? No way.
Oh, really?
That's fucking creepy.
You found a sheep's nut in a Comcast?
No, a pinhole camera box.
Oh.
Like pinhole cameras? Little teeny tiny cameras? I've got a couple that you can stick up if you need to. I've used it once before.
Like what they have like put in their mouth when they're like doing surgeries and shit?
Yeah.
Those little tiny cameras.
Similar to that, but they're just little tiny cameras you can mount up somewhere.
Oh.
Anyways, then they returned it and waited for redeployment. What? Oh, I don't know what the hell's going on.
We don't know the context. We're reading halfway through a story.
Yeah, I don't know.
When I do that, that happens on my show a lot because I don't read the comments before I pop them up on the screen. I got to start doing that. It's it can be a problem sometimes.
Theo's like, I wouldn't eat real oysters either. It's like ocean snot. I like oysters, especially smoked oysters.
Ocean snot. Yeah. No, the smoked I'd like just about anything smoked.
Ocean snot.
That's ocean
snot. It's like the ocean's boogers.
Ocean's boogers. Yeah, that's my God, that's great.
Oh, I'm knocking over all my minifigures. Oh no. It's like 40 of them over there, just hanging out on my side table here.
Jesus, I can only imagine. You can dive into your Legos, can't you? You have like a vault like the Scrooge McDuck where you can just dive into it, right? Oh my God. Like if it wasn't all put together into different projects, yes, I could dive.
I have some stuff put together already.
Right?
I got this cool one. It was like one of my favorites was as a kid was a space Lego. I already had Weebles. And yes, they do fall down when you throw them off the roof.
They wobble, but okay.
But this came with a magazine. I saw it when I was picking up groceries. I said, "Hey, you got a space guy in a magazine." It came in a little bag attached to it, so I had to buy it.
Oh, that's cool.
It's a cute little guy. It's fucking awesome.
Hell yeah! Looks like the speeder from Star Wars.
Star Wars stuff. Plo Koon, one of the Jedi, there with his little Jedi starfighter, mini size, right? So it's
cool. Hell yeah! He's got the lightsaber inside.
One of my favorite pieces is the Leonardo da Vinci's flying machine.
What?
It's fucking badass! Like, and he had a little Leonardo there. Oh, hey, that's my flying machine there. Hey.
Oh, shit. Is that like actually his?
Yep, that's what it looks like.
That was his design, like to try.
Oh, he had a bunch of different flying machine designs.
Really?
He even was the first to come up with the concept of a helicopter.
What? Really?
Yep.
I thought he just drew stuff. Why is him?
Well, that's what he did. Is he drew down, but he had dimensions and material you could use and stuff like that.
But how would he know that a spinning thing could? Back then, they didn't have that.
Yeah, somebody mentioned in the private chat that it was more of a screw copter, which is actually more of a screw copter. I think one of my favorite builds of recent, and I've been using it on shows like this, because if God is real and God communicates with you, if you're a believer and God speaks to you, or you claim that God speaks to you, then you could test God for me, right? You could say, "Hey, God, I need your help with something."
Mm-hmm.
I'll show you. I have this here, which is a minifigure bending machine, or more like a minifigure gumball machine.
Right.
And I can put,
That's so cool.
as I've been calling it, I can take my little 10 shekel piece here and stick it in there. And if God can tell me which minifigure is going to come out, then you might start making me a believer. If he could do 3 in a row and get all 3 right, then I'm going to be like, oh, wow, maybe there's something to this. So then you turn this like that.
Yeah, that's cool.
Wait, why is it? Wait a minute. What's going on here? It's
Okay.
stuck.
I think it was the devil. The devil's actually the one that you called on.
Yeah. Anyway, I don't know what the hell happened there, but it got stuck. All right.
Oh, no.
Okay, here we go. You got to make sure you stick it all the way in there.
I was actually going to talk about that too, but I didn't.
Why isn't this working? Damn! I broke my Lego.
Shit!
Come on, work.
God damn it, Kevin! You breaking his stuff now? You know what?
Yep.
It's Kevin. He fucks everything up when it comes to that type of stuff. So frustrating. Leave other people's stuff alone. Okay.
Oh well, I'll fix it later. Not a big deal. But anyway, that was the idea. If you want to prove to me that God is real, then get your God to tell me which minifigures are coming out of there.
I like it. Yeah.
And if he gets it right.
Because how could they even know which minifigures you even got in there to begin with?
Exactly.
So
the whole thing's
get it right. So no, could just hear it. just Lego sounds, Lego falling apart sounds.
No, that's all right. No, I'm gonna have to take that apart. That's okay. Shit happens, and I don't mind rebuilding it. It's all good. That's what Lego's all about.
Well, yeah, that's the whole point, right?
Hello, Robin Webster. I think I threw this in a little too early.
Oh yeah, Robin's good. I know Rob.
Rob Neil, just the tip.
There you go.
Like Robin knew where we were going with this too.
She heard it.
The gum machine is boycotting shekels. Yeah, right.
You got it, Schmeckles.
Schmeckel. That's something completely different.
Oh, it's the Schmeckles.
Schmeckel is a Yiddish word for pee-pee. What? Like, don't touch my schmeckel. Yeah.
No, really?
That's a no touch. Don't touch my schmeckel.
That's funny. I was just talking about Rick and Morty when they go into the universe. When it's too much to explain. But they do a thing.
I know what you're referring to.
Oh, okay. Good, thanks, because I couldn't try to explain all that. They're in a stairs in a universe that never mind. I don't know. It's the whole thing.
I don't know what's happening. This thing's all stuck now. Oh, I think one of the balls is stuck. Is what's happening there.
Oh, I hate it when it does that. It just gets stuck in there.
Yeah. See, I got to take it apart now and figure this out.
You got to get the balls unstuck. You know what I mean?
Indeedly doodly.
Never mind. That wasn't, it didn't really make sense, but
I lost my schmeckle.
No, please call in. Come on. You are certain God has better things to do than play Guess My Finger Game.
Well, then he doesn't want me to know. He doesn't want me to know that he exists then.
And nobody said anything about finger games. There was the ball, the figure ball. So
mini figure, not finger. Where'd you get that from?
Mini, yeah. Oh, that was what he was. Okay. I thought it. Yeah, he just left out an N there. But anyway.
It's all good, man. If you see, that's the thing. Is I propose these great ideas, really simple something that could prove the existence, and they'll have none of it.
No. He's too busy. The all-powerful.
Yeah.
God,
yeah. Too busy. Like, fuck that. Give me.
I thought if he's too busy, not all-powerful, dude. Okay. Because
exactly. No, not all present.
No, right. Not all present, nor all powerful. That's right. Either one.
Correct.
Right. Because you can't be too busy. I mean, come on. There's an infinite number of hymns, sort of, conceptually, as being omnipresent.
Well, I think how that all ended up happening is, people have been creating gods for a long time. And ultimately, somebody said, well, we need a god that just can't be beat because these other guys have some pretty powerful gods, like that Thor guy and Odin, who's the All-Father. Well, maybe our god should be omnipotent and omniscient and omnibenevolent and omnipresent.
Right.
He's invincible.
Yeah.
Go fuck yourself. That's all I can tell you.
It feels like two people were like children arguing over whose god could beat up the other god. And they're like, oh yeah? Well, my god can fucking do it. Oh yeah. And then they're like, my god's more powerful. Okay, beat that. They're like, well, my god's more powerful than all powerful. You can't triple stamp and double stamp. You can't more powerful than all powerful. You can't.
It reminds me of infinity.
Mm-hmm.
What? Oh, we have calls.
That's it right there. Oh no.
Oh, I was just going to bring this to an end because we've been on here for 2 hours.
We go for 2 hours and then we get a phone call at the last second when we got 8 minutes before I gotta go to bed. No, it's fine. Let's do it.
Hold on. Do we have 2 calls? I don't even think we have 2 calls.
Oh, what did I do? Oh.
I don't know what's going on. Let me see what's going on. Can't take it. Is it just 1 call or 2 calls? Because it looks like it's really only 1 call. There's a call in queue, and then there is another one that's in the screening room. Can I?
Oh, okay. So screening 1. Damn, that's crazy.
Yeah, all of a sudden.
Well, let's see what we can do.
Yeah, no, I get it, guys. No, don't take either. I can read. It's okay. Yeah, I don't know. We've been almost for 2 hours for crying out loud. So
I know, right? So Gnome said, perhaps God has already contacted you, but you ignored it or passed it off, or it frightened you. Try this, believe, then request a specific thing, a dream of interaction. Oh God, I love those where they're like, no, you got to believe in order to.
Yeah, you didn't believe enough, right? Yep.
Yeah.
Bullshit. That is the biggest bullshit cop-out excuse I've ever heard.
You're telling me to pretend to believe so that I can figure out that I'm right. Like that's
not only that, but how many ex-pastors and ex-priests and ex-evangelicals have I interviewed on my show?
Right. Yeah.
You tell me they weren't true believers? The no true Scotsman fallacy is so old, give it up.
Right.
These people were definitely believers. Definitely. Hardcore believers. They found their way free because they ultimately came to realize the shit is made up.
Yeah. Wasn't actually real.
It was made up. It might have had uses sometime. The bad, wrong people, the people with all the power and the money, ultimately realized that this could be used as a form of control. And look what's going on now.
Yeah.
Need I say more?
God. Yep. Definitely.
Fourth dimensional interact. Do you even know what a dimension is, no?
Fourth dimensional interaction.
Anyway.
Jesus.
That's the biggest cop-out bullshit thing I've ever heard.
Yeah.
Perhaps God is already
I feel like they would never.
No. Something that isn't can't contact me. So.
Well, we didn't know that the all-powerful God was trying to contact us. We missed it. The all-powerful God. Really? Why? How does that happen? Like, wouldn't the God be powerful?
Oh, this is kind of interesting. Hang on, we got a caller. I have a feeling this probably dabbles in the raw milk thing, which there's a reason we pasteurize milk. But anyway, let's talk to Gary. Could not change call status because call is not in progress. What are you talking about?
Does that mean we lost him? Shit.
Oh, here we go. Talking to wait. Hello.
There we go.
Wait. Oh, hold on. Somebody is in. This is still in screening, is it not? Or is this Gary?
This is Robin.
Oh, okay. Okay, now it says Robin, she, her wants to say hi, spelt as if you just smoked one.
Yeah, well, it's on too because Wes promised me a prize if I called in. So.
Oh. Well, my minifigure machine broke, so I got to rebuild it before I can hand out any prizes. Or I could just lift the lid off and pull one out.
There you go. Let's do it.
No, I don't know what the
We
hell happened.
have a winner. Hey, AJ.
Part of it is Technic style Lego, and that's where all the gears and stuff go. So I don't know what the hell happened. I'll have to have a look at it. Anyway, that's not important right now. How are you, Robin? Robin?
Think they got their prize and left. They're like, no, I'm good. I got it. I just wanted the prize. So,
Did we lose Robin? Robin, are you still there?
Yes, they put me back in the holding queue.
What?
Oh.
How dare they?
Back in the hold. We call them a holding cell. But yeah, it's.
Yeah.
Well, that's not very southern.
I had another caller. I could go ahead and let y'all, but I didn't. I know y'all was ready to get off, but.
Well, I thought we had a caller. We had Gary, who apparently called in. I think he wanted to talk about raw milk or something, which I don't know why he'd call this show to talk about raw milk. Call a fucking doctor or a dairy farmer.
I know more about. Yeah.
You got to call the raw milk experience.
Milk than Gary ever dreamed of knowing about raw milk. I promise you.
Really?
Well, there's a reason we pasteurize milk. Like, let's just be honest, right?
Yeah. It makes you sick.
Yeah, I hauled raw milk for 17 years, so I know all about it.
Oh, hell yeah. That's awesome.
Wait, you've drank in raw milk for 17 years?
No, I hauled it. That's what I did. I hauled milk.
Oh,
gotcha. Gotcha.
That's awesome.
Gotcha. So is this the Robin that was in the chat earlier?
Yes, this is Robin Webster.
Oh,
Yeah.
awesome.
Hell yeah. How's it going? That's awesome.
I'm sending you a great big virtual hug.
Hey.
Right.
I'm sending you a great big virtual hug, Robin, because it's great to have you actually call in and say hello. That's kind of cool.
That's pretty neat.
Yeah, thank you.
Well, I mean, I was
trying to think of what topic I was going to ask you about, but like, I don't know what to say. I just called in. I tell Wes I just called in to get my prize.
Well, I'll tell you what. I'm pretty sure you have a way to get in touch with me off of here, like on some social media, like maybe Blue Sky or Facebook or something. So if you want, why don't you send me a message, give me some kind of a mailing address, and I'll send you a couple of my stickers. Does that sound good?
Oh, that sounds nice. Yeah.
There you go. That's a little bit of a prize.
How's that for a prize? That's right. Oh yeah.
I've got lots of stickers, like literally. So I can ship a few out to you. You can stick them all over everything. Run to your neighbor's house and stick it right on the window.
It then run away real fast.
Like, what the hell is this?
A bunch of them at NanaCon, at stickers. I got a bunch of stickers at NanaCon. So that was
cool.
Oh yeah.
Buttons and pins and.
Oh, you were so lucky. I wish I could have gone to NanoCon.
Yeah, I grab stickers all the cons I go to.
Yeah, hell yeah.
And I'll even throw in a couple of these ones too, Rob, because this is a really important organization to me. So I'll even throw in a couple of these recovering from religion stickers for you too.
Oh, that's so cool.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
I'm an I have those. I'm ambassador.
Oh, are you?
Oh, shit. And not those. She already got too many of them.
I think that's fantastic.
Oh yeah, that's awesome.
Well, I don't do much work because like there's not a whole lot of events around here. I did do our county fair. I couldn't this year though because I've had a stroke like right before the art protest. When we did the art protest, I had a stroke, and so I've been kind of So I've been kind of like not real mobile. I came to the art protest and I was in Nanicon both, and I couldn't walk at hardly either one of them. So.
Man.
It wasn't too bad at Nanicon because it was in air conditioning and stuff, but it was hard. The art protest kind of sucked being like that.
All right. I'm glad you're okay. You seem like because that's
science. Yay, science.
Yeah, for sure.
Praise be to science. That's right.
And AJ says that they ran into you at Nanicon for some reason.
Yes. Yes, I saw AJ. Yes.
Oh yeah, that's awesome.
AJ's awesome, and
so
Ryan just showed up.
What do y'all think about the RFK and the presser the other day about the Tylenol?
Oh, we were talking about that at the very beginning. It's like I'm watching a fucking Twilight Zone episode.
Yeah,
exactly.
It's like idiocracy is coming fucking true, and except a more dangerous version because there's all these idiots out there that are definitely going to cause harm for their bullshit, and we've also got fascists running around like fucking idiots now. And I think I'm just glad I'm in Canada because we at least have a semi-reasonable prime minister up here who's actually a pretty smart guy.
Yeah.
But we have the dangers of the same types of people that are trying to make their way into positions of power up here as well, like Pierre Poilievre.
Yeah.
Fucking maniac.
Yeah, I know. They're trying to take over the whole world.
Yep.
Well,
we kind of showed them how to do it, right? We're like, if you just lie and just say everything is what the other person is doing, meanwhile, you do the thing that you say they are doing, and then consolidate all your power, get rid of the federal government, and then start just throwing your religion on everybody and saying that if they don't do it, that it's non-Christian bias.
Yeah, it's pretty scary. It's scary, and I'm afraid for you guys. To be honest, I'm afraid because one of those mental cases might actually press the button and it'll be over for everybody, right?
Right. That's what I would say.
I kind of feel like I kind of hold to the belief that even though like he's the president or thing, they have like that code stuff that's kind of complicated. And I'm pretty well satisfied they might have stuck that little red button on his desk or whatever, like he had the first time. But like,
right.
I'm counting on the fact that people with way more common sense than that man have made sure that he can never like set off the nuclear weapons. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm hoping, but it's like
give him a pacifier.
Right. Yeah. But every single time you think that the adult in the room is actually going to do the right thing, they could.
Which one of them?
Right. Yeah. They bend over, for him or whatever. Well, just lawyers in general. I mean, the fact like lawyers are the big one because once those are the folks that usually push back the hardest, right? But when you saw that those law banning DEI and all that type of stuff, and then messing with any law firms that don't, that have any kind of DEI, they all just fell over and did it, and you're just like, what? Even lawyers? Like, what the fuck? What is happening? This is crazy. But
yeah, it's bad. But I just don't understand why they like science, like it's so obvious, like science. When you look at the history of science, of how much improvement it's made in our lives, and how long religion had to make that much progress and didn't get shit done.
Yeah.
Well, they hampered a lot of science because it went against what they were teaching.
They would kill the scientists.
Copernicus, Galileo, they're perfect examples of the church stepping in and going, this goes against our doctrine. We're going to lock you guys away.
Yeah.
For whatever the thing, right? So
that's why y'all doing any show that's promoting skepticism and mocking these people is doing good work.
Well, thank you, Rob. It's not that I want to mock people, but they make it so easy. So I don't know.
I actually like mocking. I do some of that. But see, I'll take it too. I'll give it to myself as well. So
Oh yeah, I'm my own worst enemy.
Exactly. Yeah.
I mean, like flat earthers though deserve to be mocked and.
Yeah.
Those guys are a whole other ball of wax.
Indoctrination, but
a lot of them drag religion into it with the firmament, and it says the earth is flat in the Bible. It doesn't really say the earth is flat in the Bible. However, according to the Bible, the earth has corners. So
so it's stupid on multiple.
Where do we go from it? So the earth is a chessboard now. Is that what we're talking about?
It's like not even can't even be flat.
I have a friend that is an atheist flat earther. So
no way.
I actually did not know existed because I was talking about that about most flat earthers were religious, and somebody was like, "Well, no, Tommy is flat earther and he's an atheist." And so when I saw him, I was like, "What shape is the earth?" And I said, "Please tell me that you don't think it's a pizza." And he's like, "Oh, I'm not going here with you, Robin." I was like, "Oh my gosh."
That's awesome.
Well, let's not forget, just because somebody is an atheist, doesn't mean they're smart about anything. They're not convinced by a certain opinion. However, I know lots of atheists that aren't the sharpest tools.
So it comes out of religion a lot, though. I mean, like that. A lot of people who believe it because they think it's in the Bible.
Right.
I mean.
Correct. Absolutely.
Exactly. So it is on to not have or to have an atheist believe that. That's really
just because they're atheists doesn't mean they're
does a shot of ivermectin every day too. So
right.
Still, and it has never had COVID. Never mind that he never left his house. Like 3 years.
That usually
probably why. I never caught COVID either. So
right.
I had it twice.
At least I don't think I did. I could have been asymptomatic and not known, but I don't think so.
I didn't have
a common cold knocks me out for 42 days. So
yeah, I didn't have the first variant. I got it like the next 2 variants, but I had been vaccinated, so it wasn't
so bad for
probably
you.
not as bad as it would have been. Yeah,
for sure. And that reminds me, I got to get my updated flu vaccine and COVID.
Me too. I'll let y'all go. I know y'all ready to get off here. Thank y'all.
Oh, thanks so much for calling in, Robin. It's great to actually talk to you.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Big virtual hug for you. And if you're bored one time you see us, call in again. Say hi.
Yeah.
Talk about anything.
I will.
All right.
Cool.
That's great. Thanks. We'll talk to you soon.
Night.
Good night. All right. Well, I think we're pretty much climbing up on the 2-hour mark, and that's about as long as I tend to like to go because it's a little after 7 here where I am, and probably later for you. You're in Florida, so it's probably like Tuesday already. Maybe not Tuesday, but Monday.
I skip a whole day. That's right.
And I do have to go to work tomorrow, although I do get Tuesday off because it's a stat holiday here. It's Day of Reconciliation with First Nations folks. We decided to make an actual holiday out of it. Not all provinces. Surprise, surprise, not Alberta. But
I was just about to ask. I'm like, I bet you they don't. They're not laid out.
No, there's quite a few that don't. One of them that surprises me the most, I think, is Manitoba, because the premier of Manitoba, his name is Wab Kinew, and he is First Nations. So it surprises me that they don't recognize it, but they may not yet. Every province kind of came in their own time. They sort of, this is going to be the official day of reconciliation and for the First Nations folks, And I think over time, people were doing it in their own fashion. They could either make it a stat or not a stat or whatever, right? And for the first 2 years here, it wasn't a stat, but 2 years ago, they decided to make it a stat. So, yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
So anyways, guys, just a quick reminder. There are a couple of type of things we're trying to raise some cash for some friends of ours. One of them happens to work for this very show that could use a little extra cash to keep the lights on. And another friend of ours, who's a very valued member of our community, we're getting them a gift because they're actually selling theirs to keep their lights on and keep themselves fed because times are really tough for them. So if you are interested in helping out with either one of those, there is a link right now for a PayPal link for the one that works with us that needs to keep the lights on. And we can get you a GoFundMe link for the other one. And I think it would be a really great thing to do. I'm going to throw a lot towards that when I have the chance to in a couple of days. Mm-hmm. Because this person makes fantastic art with what they're wanting to sell. Mm-hmm. And it would be a shame to give up their passion just to survive. But unfortunately, that's the way things are turning down there in the good old US of A.
Yeah. And
it's getting harder and harder to survive. You can thank your fucking president for that.
Yeah. Billionaires are nice and cozy, though, you know.
Yeah. So if you are interested in helping out, you can reach out to me. I'm on Facebook as Neil Bernstein, or I'm on Blue Sky as Van City Neil. They wouldn't let me use 604 Atheist for some reason, but that's not really a big deal. Yeah. So do the laws of logic exist? No, we came up with the laws of logic, so I guess they exist now.
Yeah, they're just an observation.
And no, they don't exist outside the human mind.
No.
I mean, technically they do, but they're merely an idea. They're not something tangible.
Well, what they describe exists outside of the mind, but the description is what the laws of logic are, so they don't.
There wouldn't be any if we didn't come up with it.
Exactly. And then curate it over time.
It's not like math, which would exist even if we didn't think it up.
Right.
Right.
Yeah. Exactly.
And math has its own type of logic. So I guess in a sense, the laws of logic do exist on a mathematical scale.
Yeah. As far as I can tell, like that's the description. That's the thing where our description of it would be math, but the things actually do exist in the way that they do exist, but the math would be made up. I don't know. You know what I mean? But that's a whole philosophy thing where you're like,
it is. It's total philosophy thing. Right. And you could argue either side, and in philosophy, you could both be right. So it doesn't really matter, right? So
that's right. Nobody's right or wrong or halfway between, whatever. It's just
I'll leave the philosophy to the philosophers. I know that we use logic on a daily. I know that we use numbers on the daily, so mathematics. But mathematics, all our formulas that we came up with, we put those numbers and symbols and labels onto them, so we had a way to communicate them. But they still existed outside of all of that. Like the Pythagoras theory was always there. We just came up with a way to demonstrate it by using numbers, yada, yada, that kind of thing. Just like logic. Logic, in that sense, always was there. We came up with our little tiny human brains ways to talk about it, ways to explain it and demonstrate it.
Yeah.
Right? There's just things that are there, but we come up with ways to explain and deal with it. So there you go. Right. Nobody put it there, dude. Cool. Nobody had to put it there. Like
had to put the logic there.
Why do you insist on adding agency to a concept to begin with? Like I don't get it.
Right. Yeah.
You can believe that shit all you want, Nicholas. You totally believe that all you want. It's okay.
All it is something can't be other stuff that it's not, and either something's true or it's not.
How do we know it's real?
Right there.
Well, Nick, like I just said, we can demonstrate it. That's how we know it's real. We can apply it. That's how we know it's real. Something can't be other stuff that it's not. What does that even mean?
Yeah, stuff.
Yeah, it always
can
goes
be
back
stuff
to
that it's
brains in
not.
a vat. Brains in a
Yeah.
vat. Brains in a
Oh
vat.
my
Hey,
God.
yeah, yours is the vat that says "I be normal."
AB. Hell yeah. Oh God.
It's okay, Nicholas. I know you think you got this big old gotcha. Well, where did that come from? If we don't have an answer, it's still not God. Maybe one day we'll figure that out. But you don't get to whip out your, I'm going to just grab my little thing of God putty and just smear it on here a little bit because that's the answer. That's not how it fucking works.
Exactly.
Anyway, folks, it's been fun. We did get to talk to Robin, which was awesome. Yeah, Robin's got law of identity and non-contradiction. There you go.
Yeah. Stuff is stuff,
yeah,
and not other stuff.
Exactly.
That's it.
Let me just get my trusty thank you science little other computer, all the 18 billion computers I have in my room, because on here I have a list of people that are proud supporters of this very show. They are our patrons and members, and I would like to tell you who these wonderful people are. Our patrons are Paul Cammish, Karen Butcher, HellsBells, Logan Fisher, Amanda McLeod, Jamie West, Sidney Davis Jr., although I think that name needs to be updated, Eric Ozels, Tara S., Rion, D. Murphy, Dan D., Shannon Gray, Michael Wiseman, that's the Bible. Something Bible says white guy, yeah. He's awesome. Bass Thrasher, Bryce Roney, Jenna Miu, Deborah Grace, Sunny Shell, and Phil Calderone. And our members include Cynthia McDonald, Kelley Laughlin, both who are involved with the show I used to be, called The Nonprofits. Tons of mice, our laughable, lovable guy in the chat there, and Logan Fisher and Angela. Thank you all for what you do for the show. Honestly, you're part of the reason we can keep on doing this. And if you haven't been on my show for an interview on how you found your way free from your previous ridiculous belief systems, look me up and I can get you on there. 604atheists@gmail.com. You can also use that if you do want to be involved in the GoFundMe for our friend, or the link to the PayPal me is also in the chat. So thanks, everybody. And until then, guys, we have a great community. Let's keep building it stronger and stronger. And all of you guys be well and be safe.
This is Skeptic Haven. Let's talk.
Are we still live? Oh, no. Yeah, we're still live. Hey, how you